Good morning, dear students. Now I am going to talk about the preparation of fabric for layout. So how to prepare the fabric for the layout. So first of all, before moving on to the preparation of fabric for layout, we should know what is layout. A layout refers to the planned and systematic arrangement of the pattern pieces on fabric before cutting. Proper layout plays a crucial role in the garment construction as it is directly concerned with the fabric usage, so it automatically affects the cost of the fabric, and not only the cost of the fabric, sometimes the appearance. If we are not planning the proper layout, the appearance of the garment what we have planned may destroy. What is the main objective of the pattern layout? So we are talking about the pattern layout, but why we have to plan the pattern layout? Generally the pattern layout is planned to maximize the fabric usage, to reduce the fabric wastage, and it is mainly for the economical purpose and as well as the aesthetic purpose. Now I will talk about the how to prepare the fabric before planning a layout. Why fabric preparation is important? Fabric preparation is nothing but the preparing the fabric before the cutting. As we all know that fabric need to be prepared means it need to be pre-washed or pre-shrinked and pressed and get it ready for the layout planning and stitching. So what is the uses, why it is important for the fabric preparation? It prevents the shrinkage after the stitching, avoids the twisting and distortions, and ensures the good drape and fit, and it also improves the garment quality if we follow the fabric preparation steps. So now I will explain them in detail. So coming to this, pre-treat the fabric. What are the pre-treatment methods? The first one is wash and dry the fabric before cutting. Always we require the washing and drying the fabrics before cutting, that is especially when we are dealing with the natural fibers like cotton, linens, and sometimes rayons also, they tend to shrink, so it requires the washing and as well as the drying and as well as the pressing before the cutting and stitching process. The next one is the testing for the color bleeding. So we have to test the color bleeding because when we are choosing a fabric, sometimes we may have a garment, one upper garment with the one color and lower garment with the another color. Even sometimes the surface of the fabric will be one color and the linings and interlinings of the same colors maybe bleed into the surface of the fabrics, or sometimes it may bleed into the lower garment or upper garment. It depends on the quality of the fabric. So before opting for any linings or interlinings, even actual material whatever we wanted to use for surface also, we need to be checked for the color fastness. For checking the color fastness, first we need to cut a small fabric scrap and it should be soaked in warm water or hot water to observe the dye bleeding. The dye bleed will run in the water. We have to check whether the color is bleeding or not. If it is occur, we have to wash it separately and we have to treat them separately. So the next stage is the press the fabric to remove the wrinkle. So always the heat setting is required for the pressing fabric because each and every fabric acts differently in different temperatures. So when we are pressing the cottons, we require different heat setting. When we are pressing the nylons, thermoplastics like polyester fibers, fabrics, we require the different kind of heat settings. So always the heat setting, so always pressing is required to remove the uneven wrinkles and to get the proper accurate seams and seam allowances. So this is the fabric treatment. The next step in the preparation process is straightening the fabric grain. For fabric grain straightening process, first we have to check for the grain distortion. So how to check the grain distortion? For checking the grain distortion, first we need to fold the fabric lengthwise and matching both the selvages. If the cut edges do not align evenly, the fabric is skewed. So how to correct the skewed fabric? Again, for the skewed fabric correctness, hold the opposite diagonal corners and gently pull it. So repeat until the fabric returns to the rectangular shape. Proper grain alignment ensures the garment hangs and drapes correctly. The next method is creating the straight edge, that is the drawn thread method. One is pulling method, the other one is the drawn thread method. For this, firmly hold the fabric at the edge and tear along the crosswise grain. So alternatively we can pull it on the single crosswise thread, so along the cut edges. So this provides the clean and straightened referenced edge. So this is the straightening of the fabric. Once the fabric is ready, now we have to plan for the layout. Generally the layout is depending on the type of the design which we are going to cut it, and type of the pattern sizes, and fabric width. Some fabrics may have smaller width and some fabrics may have larger widths, and nature of the design also very important for the layout planning. So there are different types of layouts are there. So now first I will explain about the lengthwise fold. This is the first one, lengthwise fold I am going to explain. If you observe here in this, two selvages are placed together. So the fabric is folded with its selvage one on top of the other with the right sides inside, and the fold on the one side that is parallel to the selvage. So this type of layout is very simple and easy to use. Only single fold will be there. We can directly cut two pieces at a time. Coming to the second one, the second one is the crosswise fold. This is the second one. Even it is similar like the lengthwise fold only, but the fabric is put it into open form and folded into crosswise direction to accommodate the larger patterns. Whenever the larger patterns are there, if you wanted to accommodate, this kind of layout can be suitable. Okay, coming to the next one. The next one is the open layout. So suppose when we are dealing with the asymmetrical designs, symmetrical designs directly we can fold it on fold and cut it, but when we are dealing with the asymmetrical designs, that time we need to cut it on the single layer, we cannot cut it on the on fold. So that kind of designs we require the open layout. So we need to completely open the fabric and place our patterns. So not only for asymmetrical designs, sometimes like one directional designs, like baby prints, napped fabrics, velvet fabrics, because velvet fabrics will have pile only in one direction. So that kind of fabrics will require only open layout. Next one is the double fold. So this type of layout is used when we wanted to cut many pattern pieces. If you wanted to cut many pieces on fold, so this type of layout is suitable. So in this, the two selvages are folded in such a way that folds are along the sides. So that means at a time front and back we can cut it if we are planning for the top. So it may not be possible to lay out all the pattern pieces at a time. For some have to be cut after refolding or opening out. Like if you observe this double fold, in this we can accommodate only front bodies and back bodies. But if we wanted to have sleeve, we can open it and cut it from the leftover pieces from the downside. And if we want to cut the plackets and bias pieces after reopening, we can cut it. So coming to the next one, the next one is the crosswise center fold. This type of layout is suitable for the materials that are too narrow to accommodate the width of the pattern pieces when folded lengthwise. So that's why this kind of layout will be suitable. The next one is the half center lengthwise fold. This is also used when narrow pieces have to be cut on fold. So this ensures the fold is parallel to the selvage and mark points measuring the required distance from the selvage at the regular intervals and fold along the marking line. So this is about the types of the layouts. So as a summary, what we have learned in today's class. In today's class, we have learned about the how to pre-treat the fabrics. So what are all the methods we have learned for pre-treating the fabric? First thing is washing and drying and pressing. So that is one method, and after washing, the second one is the checking for the color bleeding, and after checking the color loss and color bleed, the next step is for the straightening the fabric grade before planning for the layout. The next one is the type of layout, that folding, how to fold the fabric, like lengthwise fold, crosswise fold, open layout, double layout. So, and final one is, once our patterns are ready, our type of layout is ready, the final step is directly positioning the layout and we can go for the cutting process. So these are the references which I have taken. All these books are available in our library, and few images I have taken from the online sources that, that were quoted directly in that slides itself. So guys, prepare well.